What happens when the people sworn to protect you are allegedly taking orders from the same people criminals they are supposed to arrest? South Africa is in the middle of one of the most explosive legal reckonings in the democratic history. And no, this is not just another corruption story. This is about whether the courts, the police, or the prosecutors are still independent, or whether they have been captured by what witnesses are calling a sophisticated criminal syndicate. Welcome to EarOn Ground Mzansi. If you are new here, we don't do headlines, we do the full picture. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the story behind the story. The commission itself. In July 2025, President Cyril Ramaphosa appointed retired Constitutional Court Justice Mbuyiseli Madlanga to chair a commission of inquiry into criminality, political interference, and corruption inside the country's criminal justice system. The commission was supposed to wrap up by July 2026. It's now been extended to November 2026. Why? Because the evidence keeps getting deeper. This commission exists because of one man. KwaZulu-Natal Provincial Police Commissioner Lt-Gen Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi stood at a podium in Durban and made a chilling allegation that then Minister of Police Senzo Mchunu was interfering in active investigations, specifically around politically motivated killings. Mkhwanazi didn't stop there. He alleged that a criminal syndicate labeled by crime intelligence as the Big Five had infiltrated the SAPS, the Protection Service, and even elements of the judiciary. The smoking gun. But here is what the headlines won't tell you. Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi's evidence wasn't just about politicians making phone calls. It detailed a systematic pattern. Police task teams investigating high-profile cases would have their deployment timelines deliberately manipulated. Cases would be postponed in court until the investigating officers were rotated out. Warrants of arrest signed by prosecutors would be recalled at the time after mysterious phone calls. In one instance, a prosecutor allegedly told officers, "I don't want to lose my job. I'm not signing this warrant anymore." Think about that for a second. A prosecutor sworn to uphold the law, admitting they are too afraid to do their job because someone above them is applying pressure. This is not a legal technicality. This is the architecture of impunity. The faces of the allegations. Now let's talk about the names you are seeing in court. Vusimuzi Matlala, alleged underworld kingpin, currently on trial for attempted murder and separately implicated in a 228 million rand SAPS Medicare 24 tender fraud case. At the Madlanga Commission, Matlala invoked his right against self-incrimination and they refused to answer questions about Medicare 24. That is a legal right, yes, but in the court of public opinion, it raises a very simple question. What are you hiding? Then there is Julius Mkhwanazi, suspended Ekurhuleni Metro Police Deputy Chief. Since testifying at the Madlanga Commission, he has been arrested not once, not twice, but 3 times. Fraud, corruption, defeating the of justice, an alleged fake police raid where 14.9 million rands in precious stones were stolen, and most recently, murder charges in the killing of Emmanuel Mbuyiseli, whose body was allegedly dumped in a Brakpan dam. Here is the legal complexity. Julius Mkhwanazi is accused of running what witnesses describe as a rogue unit beside the EMPD, complete with blue lights on private vehicles linked to Ket Matlala's Ket VIP protection services, and luxury cars fraudulently registered as the municipal fleet. The same unity allegedly orchestrated murder cover-ups and gemstone heists. The commission didn't just hear about this, it triggered actual crime cases. The political undertones. But this is where politics crashes into the courtroom. The Madlanga Commission isn't happening in a vacuum. It's happening while new political movements are demanding executive accountability. It's happening while National Colored Congress Fadiel Adams, now in NP, took the stand at the commission and directly challenged both Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi and other implicated officials. is happening while the public is asking if a provincial commissioner has to hold a press conference to get the Minister of Police to stop interfering. Who is really in charge? The Commission's interim report, submitted in December 2025, didn't just make recommendations, it referred multiple matters for immediate criminal prosecution and recommended the suspension of officials. President Ramaphosa accepted those recommendations, but here is what you need to understand. A commission of inquiry has no power to prosecute. It can expose, it can recommend, but it cannot convict. The real test is whether the NPA, the Hawks, and the police will act on evidence that implicates their own. Why this matters to you? So why should you care about legal procedures like trial within a trial, self-incrimination, and commission referrals? Because these procedures are the battlefield where political power is either checked or it escapes. When Matlala's lawyer argued that evidence is inadmissible because of arrest irregularities, that's not just technicality, that's a potential escape route. When Julius Mkhwanazi gets bailed 3 times, that's not just a legal right, that's a system struggling to hold connected people accountable. When the commission extends its deadline because too many witnesses still need to testify, that's not bureaucracy, that's the depth of the rot. The political shift you are already feeling, the demand for new movements, transparency for leaders who don't hide behind processes, is directly linked to these courtrooms. Because if the law can't touch the people who have captured the state, then elections become the only weapon left. And even then, you are voting into a system that may already be compromised. The Madlanga Commission will final report in November 2026. Between now and then, every testimony, every objection, every bail hearing is a piece of much larger puzzle. And here on Ground Mzansi, we'll be here to unpack every single piece. If you want to understand why certain legal decisions are made, not just what happened, but why it happened. This is your channel. Subscribe now, turn on notifications, drop a comment. Do you think the commission will actually lead to convictions, or is this just another exercise in political theater? This is EarOn Ground Mzansi. We dig deeper. See you in the next one.